In the final chapter of human history, three figures will emerge. One will deceive nations, one will unite believers, and one will descend from the heavens. Their battle will reshape the world forever. From the ancient lands of Persia, a figure prophesied 14 centuries ago will emerge. The Islamic traditions identify this location as Yahudiya, a city in the region once known as Khorasan, modern-day Iran. His name is recorded in sacred texts, his characteristics documented with chilling precision. This is the Dajjal, the great deceiver. 70,000 followers from the Jewish communities of Khorasan will march beside him. His reign of deception will span 40 days, but these are no ordinary days. The Prophet Muhammad described this timeline with extraordinary detail. The first day will stretch like an entire year. The second will feel like a month, the third like a week, and the remaining days will pass as normal. Islamic scholars interpret this literally: 1 year, 2 months, 2 weeks, and 34 days, approximately 14 months of terror sweeping across the globe. The Dajjal will traverse every corner of the earth. No alleyway, no village, no city will escape his reach. But two sanctuaries will remain impenetrable: Mecca and Medina, the holiest cities in Islam. According to authentic prophetic traditions, angels will stand guard at every entrance to these sacred cities. Their swords drawn, they will prevent the deceiver from entering. The physical description of the Dajjal is documented with startling specificity. His right eye will be blind, described as resembling a dried grape. The Prophet Muhammad warned his followers, "Know that the Dajjal is blind in his right eye, and your Lord is not blind." The statement carries profound meaning, for the Dajjal will claim divinity. His skin will bear a reddish dark complexion. His forehead will be unusually broad. Upon it, visible to every believer, whether literate or not, 3 Arabic letters will appear: Kaf, Fa, Ra. These letters spell Kafir, meaning disbeliever. His hair will be intensely curly, his stature tall and imposing. But physical appearance alone will not define his threat. The Dajjal will wield powers that blur the line between reality and illusion. When he enters a region and its people accept him as divine, their lands will flourish, rain will fall abundantly, crops will grow with supernatural vigor, livestock will multiply. But when communities reject him, drought will consume their lands, barrenness will spread. This is the test, the ultimate trial of faith. Mountains of food will accompany him. Scholars interpret this as vast provisions prepared for those who submit to his authority. The Prophet Muhammad's warning echoes through time. If you hear of the Dajjal emerging in a location, flee, even if you must escape to the mountains. But for those who encounter him, there is only one command: strengthen your faith, even if it means death. In his right hand, or on his right side, the Dajjal will control what appears to be raging fire. In his left, a vast body of cool, refreshing water. Yet the Prophet revealed the ultimate deception. What appears as fire is actually cool water. What appears as water is actually hellfire. The instruction is precise. If you are captured, choose the fire. Say Bismillah and know that it is truly cool water. Contemporary Islamic scholars observe something remarkable. The speed of the Dajjal's global journey, circling the entire earth in just over a year, seemed impossible 14 centuries ago. Today, with aviation and modern transportation, such a timeline is entirely feasible. The rapid spread of his message, reaching all corners of the world instantaneously, aligns perfectly with modern media and global communications. One prophetic tradition speaks of a sign of the end times, flying iron that carries people, aircraft, trains, automobiles. The ancient prophecy describes the modern world. When the Dajjal attempts to enter Medina, the angelic barrier will repel him. Unable to penetrate the sacred city, he will ascend a nearby mountain with his followers. From that height, he will point toward the city and ask, "Do you see that white palace?" He refers to the Prophet's mosque. His followers will confirm, and the Dajjal will declare, "That is the palace of Muhammad." Then he will strike his foot upon the ground, and a tremendous earthquake will shake Medina. And from within the city, all those harboring hypocrisy in their hearts will emerge. There are no disbelievers in Medina, only Muslims. But those whose faith wavers, those who harbor doubt and deception, will be drawn out by this seismic test. They will join the ranks of the Dajjal. Only those with pure hearts and unwavering faith will remain in the holy city. From Medina, a young man will emerge. By divine wisdom, his heart pure with faith, he will walk directly toward the Dajjal. The deceiver will seize him. This young man will become a demonstration of power before the assembled followers. The Dajjal will demand, "I am your Lord." The young man will respond with unwavering conviction, "You are the Dajjal whom our Prophet Muhammad warned us about." In a horrific display, the Dajjal will take a saw and split the young man in two. From his head down to his private parts, the body will be cleaved left and right. The Dajjal will walk between the two halves, parading before his followers who erupt in celebration. Then he will command, "Be whole again." The body will reunite. The young man will stand alive. The Dajjal will ask again, "Now do you believe I am your Lord?" The young man's response echoes through eternity, "I am only more certain that you are the Dajjal whom the Prophet spoke of." The Prophet Muhammad stated that after this, the Dajjal will never be able to harm this young man again. Divine protection will shield him. Unable to enter Mecca or Medina, the Dajjal will continue his march, his destination, Palestine. When he arrives in the region, specifically in the area of modern-day Israel, he will not realize that his end draws near. He will establish what he believes is his kingdom. Prophetic traditions name a specific city, Lud, known in Arabic as Babulut. This city exists today in Israel. It is considered one of the prized locations within the Israeli state. 1400 years ago, the Prophet Muhammad named this very place. The Dajjal will fortify himself there, believing himself invincible. While the Dajjal spreads corruption across the earth, a second figure will emerge. This is the second of the major signs of the end times. From the city of Medina, a man whose name mirrors that of the Prophet Muhammad, Muhammad ibn Abdullah. He will be a direct descendant of the Prophet from the lineage of Hassan. His physical appearance will resemble the Prophet Muhammad, his eyebrows, his hair, his complexion. Yet the Prophet stated, "His character will not be like mine." No one can match the character of the Prophet Muhammad. According to the prophetic traditions, this man will be transformed by divine will. In a single day and night, he will be changed from an ordinary person into a man of extraordinary righteousness and religious knowledge. The people of Medina will recognize him. They will approach him saying, "You are the descendant of the messenger of God. Lead us in battle against the Dajjal." Initially, he will refuse. He will journey to Mecca, accompanied by 300 followers from Medina. After completing the circumambulation of the Kaaba, all the Muslims will surround him, declaring, "You must lead us." This man bears a title. He is known as Al-Mahdi, the guided one. At the Kaaba, he will receive the Pledge of Allegiance from countless Muslims. An army of the faithful will form, their number unspecified in the traditions, and they will begin their march toward Palestine, toward the Dajjal. Islamic scholars emphasize a profound principle. The minor signs of the end times occur with intervals between them, but when the major signs begin, they follow in rapid succession. The first major sign, the emergence of the Dajjal. The second, the rise of the Mahdi. And now, the third. The Mahdi's army will reach a city in the Levant, a place called Darul Baida, the White City. It features a white minaret. This location exists today in Damascus, the capital of Syria. Some scholars identify it as the Umayyad Mosque with its distinctive white minaret. The Mahdi and his army will stop there for Asr prayer, the afternoon prayer. Damascus lies close to Palestine. The final confrontation approaches. It is at this precise moment, as the Mahdi prepares to lead the prayer, that the third major sign manifests. From the heavens, gripping the wings of two angels, water dripping from his wet hair, Jesus, son of Mary, known in Arabic as Isa ibn Maryam, will descend. Every Muslim alive at that moment will witness this. This is divine revelation recorded in authentic prophetic traditions. It will occur. As Jesus enters the mosque, the people will immediately recognize him. They have been waiting for this. They know the signs, the emergence of the Dajjal, the rise of the Mahdi, and the descent of Jesus. The Mahdi will offer to step aside, inviting Jesus to lead the prayer, but Jesus will refuse, saying, "The Imam is from among you." The Prophet Muhammad described this as an honor for the Muslim nation. A prophet of God praying behind a member of this community. Throughout history, prophets have always led prayers. It is inconceivable for an ordinary human to lead when a prophet is present. Yet here, the Mahdi will stand as Imam, and Jesus will pray behind him. Another authentic tradition states, if Moses and Jesus were alive during my prophethood, they would have followed me. The final message encompasses all previous revelations. After the prayer concludes, they will march toward Palestine. Three major signs converging in a single moment of human history. The combined forces arrive at the gates of Lod, the city of Babalut, where the Dajjal has established his stronghold. Prophetic tradition states that within this region, Jesus will confront and kill the Dajjal. Inside the fortified city, the Jewish followers of the Dajjal do not recognize who approaches. They know nothing of Jesus, nothing of the Mahdi. They remain confident in their false god's power. They report to the Dajjal, "A small army seeks to attack us." The Dajjal, arrogant and deluded, commands, "Open the gates, they cannot defeat us." Surrounded by his massive following, the Dajjal waits at the entrance, smug in his perceived invincibility. The gates open. The Dajjal looks up and freezes. He sees Jesus. At that moment, the Prophet Muhammad revealed, the Dajjal will understand that his death has arrived. He will turn and flee. His body will begin to melt, dissolving before the eyes of his horrified followers. Jesus will pursue him, calling out, "By Allah, your time has come." With a golden spear, Jesus will strike. The blade will pierce the Dajjal's forehead between his eyes. The great deceiver will fall. As their leader dies, panic consumes the followers of the Dajjal. They had worshipped him as divine. They had believed him invincible. His death shatters their world. They scatter, fleeing in terror, hiding beneath trees and behind stones throughout the region. Then a miracle unfolds. Every tree and every stone will speak. They will call out to the Muslim fighters, "O Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him." The stones will cry out, "O Muslim, there is a Jew above me." The trees will declare, "O Muslim, there is a Jew beneath me." And the followers of the Dajjal will be found and judged. But one tree will remain silent, the Garkad tree. This tree, characterized by its somewhat dry leaves and thorny branches, has become known as the tree of the Jews. It is the only tree that will not speak. And today, in a striking fulfillment of ancient prophecy, the Israeli government has launched massive campaigns to plant this specific tree throughout their territory. The Garkad tree, thousands of them, some growing to enormous sizes, with trunks measuring 3 to 4 meters in diameter. They know the prophecy, yet they plant the trees. The companion of the Prophet, Ibn Abbas, offered a profound interpretation of a verse from the Quran's opening chapter. The verse mentions those who have earned divine anger. Ibn Abbas identified them as the Jews. Why divine anger? Because they know the truth, yet they refuse to follow it. This is their distinguishing characteristic: knowledge without submission. The Quran states that the Jews recognized the Prophet Muhammad as they recognized their own children, complete, certain knowledge, yet they rejected him. The verse continues, mentioning those who have gone astray. Ibn Abbas identified them as the Christians. They seek to spread their faith, but they are mistaken. The message of Jesus was sent specifically to the children of Israel, not to all humanity. Their missionary zeal, though earnest, follows a misguided path. After the death of the Dajjal and the judgment of his followers, Jesus will assume leadership of the earth. The Prophet Muhammad described an era lasting 40 years, 4 decades of peace, prosperity, and the implementation of Islamic law. Jesus will govern according to the Quran, the 5 daily prayers, the fast of Ramadan, all the practices taught by Prophet Muhammad. These will be the law of the land. Another tradition states that Jesus will destroy every cross and eliminate every pig from the face of the earth. Not a single swine will remain alive. No other religion will exist. Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, every other faith will cease. All of humanity will worship Allah alone, following the final revelation brought by Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad posed a rhetorical question: how could the beginning of this nation go astray when I am their leader? And how could the end of this nation go astray when Jesus leads them, implementing my laws? An authentic tradition declares Islam will enter every household, every single home on earth. The entire world will embrace Islam. The tradition continues, either with honor or humiliation. Those who refuse will be removed. There will be no rejection of Islam during this era. This is the promise. This is the prophecy.